Good morning, it's Daniel from DIY Gardening, and in today's episode I'm going to be testing 4 different expandable hose pipes. I will be starting off with Hozelock Superhoze. I will then move on to the XHose, which I got from B&Q. I'll then move on to a very highly rated expandable hose by a company called TheFitLife. And then finally, the last product I'm testing will be the aptly named Flexi Hose. So let's just get on and get started. So opening up the box, my first impressions were not great. I didn't like the color, if I'm honest, but it does come with the usual plastic quick release fittings. You also get a spray nozzle, standard stuff here, all plastic. You have some tap fittings, including a reducer for smaller size taps. Moving on to the sleeve of the pipe, I must say it did feel a little bit thin. I'm not sure if this would stand up to the test of time. Anyway, upon testing this product, it leaked. It leaked within the first hour. Really not happy with that at all. It actually developed a bit of a bulge and a leak. I took the product back to B&Q, and can you guess what happened to the replacement product? Yes, it sprung a leak. So that's 2 super hoses in the space of 4 hours, and both of them leaked. So I took that back for a refund from B&Q, and we're just going to write that product off and move on to the XHose. Now, I was so disappointed with the performance of Hozelock's Superhoze. You know, they're a reputable brand. It's not really what I expected from them in terms of the quality of the product and obviously it leaking. So I have published a separate video where I go into a little more detail about what went wrong with the Hozelock Superhoze. The video is about 4 minutes long. You're welcome to check that out. You will find a link to that video at the top of the screen and also in the video description. Okay, moving on to the XHose. I'll start by telling you what isn't included in the box. You don't get a nozzle or a spray gun or anything like that. It is just the hose and the connector. So if you don't own a spray gun or a nozzle, you have to buy one separately. Also, on the front of the box, you can see this rather nice hook. Unfortunately, that's not included, but you'll only know that if you turn the box around and have a look on the back of the box. However, included in the box is this warning not to drag the hose pipe over rough surfaces like gravel and concrete. I will add that the XHose does have an inline tap, so you can control the flow rate to the nozzle or the spray gun. I must be honest here, I felt that the XHose was very similar to the Hozelock Superhoze. It had an almost identical sleeve around the outside of the pipe, and it also had very plasticky fittings as well. My overall impressions of the XHose were that it's pretty much just like a clone of the Hozelock Superhoze product. Obviously, I did test this one. I ran the water through it and it was fine. It expanded up to the full length and there weren't any leaks or anything to report. Now, the third product I'm going to look at is an expandable hose by a company called TheFitLife. And if we open up the box, the first thing we can see is the spray gun. And on the end, this lever isn't just for switching on and off, it's also for controlling the flow rate. I was very impressed by the quality of the fittings. This is a reducer, which is used to fit onto smaller taps because there are 2 tap sizes in the UK. This is the main connector, which you just wind onto your tap. The quick release connectors on the end of the pipe felt very solid. Very good quality, very thick, solid brass there. Very impressed with these. As for the sleeve around the pipe, it felt more knitted, but it also felt thicker, as if it would offer more padding and more protection to the rubber tube on the inside. So again, my first impressions are that this felt like a very well made expandable garden hose, if I'm honest with you. And here you can see me connecting the spray gun to the brass fittings, and on this end I'm just going to connect the pipe onto the tap. No leaks there, all good solid fittings. And if you've never seen one of these hose pipes expand before, this is what you can expect. Because I have low water pressure in my house, it takes about a minute for my hose pipe to fully expand. That is to go from 5 meters all the way up to its full length of 15 meters. Now obviously, if you have better water pressure, then that should expand much quicker and it shouldn't take a whole minute to do that. But unfortunately, I'm cursed with low water pressure here. Now, something to be aware of with these expandable hoses is when you release the water from them, they will shrink. And obviously with low water pressure, there's very little water coming into the hose, so it actually shrinks very, very quickly. As you can see, my 15-meter hose pipe became a 5-meter hose pipe in about 30 seconds. However, by adjusting the flow rate, I was able to find an equilibrium, and the hose pipe no longer shrank. It stayed at roughly the same length. Hence why it's important that you either use an adjustable spray gun or you choose an expandable hose pipe with a tap built in. So far, this expandable hose pipe by TheFitLife is by far the best product of the three. No crazy colours, no plastic fittings, no leaks, and it hasn't burst. I quite like the spray gun that came with it. Lots of options on there. Again, doesn't leak on the spray gun, and it feels like that sleeve does offer it some protection as well from being scuffed along the floor. So far this is the best product out of the three that I've tested up until now. And for my fourth and final test, I will be looking at the aptly named Flexi Hose. And inside the box we get a plastic spray gun with various options on the end there. You have full spray, wide spray, jet and so forth, all the usual options. My first impressions upon opening the box were that I liked the brass fixings again. They felt and look very solid. Also, you'll notice on one of the brass fittings there is a tap as well, so you can adjust the flow rate on the pipe. I think this is a nice touch. The sleeve on the outside of the rubber tubing again was of like a knitted material, and it certainly gave some padding, which I believe would offer some protection from being pulled and grazed along the ground and so forth. So there was one issue worth highlighting. The Flexi Hose didn't come with a reducer. So if you own a smaller size tap, and there are two different size taps in the UK, you'll have to buy or at least use a reducer from somewhere else. And here you can see me connecting the Flexi Hose to the tap, and you'll notice that as with the tap, there aren't any quick release fittings that come with the Flexi Hose. They are threaded fittings, so you have to wind them on or off. And here you can see the hose pipe is fully switched on, and it's typical when you let all the water out, the hose pipe starts to shrink in size and it goes from 15 meters down to 5 meters very quickly. However, by adjusting the very handy inline tap, I was able to get the flow rate to the correct equilibrium with the water coming into the pipe, so the Flexi Hose no longer shrank and it stayed at its fully extended length. I must say I do prefer the inline taps rather than just having an adjustable spray gun or nozzle. I think having an inline tap is much better. I can just set it to the correct flow rate and then it's done. I don't have to worry about adjusting it again. So that concludes my testing today of the 4 hose pipes. So which one am I going to go for? Well, I'm going to go for the Flexi Hose. I really like the connectors on here. I like the sleeve on the pipe. It also comes with a lifetime warranty, and I've looked online and they will replace it once. So if it breaks through a fault, they will give you a replacement product. But looking online, there are reports that they'll only give you one replacement product. So if that one then develops a fault, they won't replace that. They'll only give you one replacement product. The 2 issues with this pipe were it didn't have a reducer and it doesn't have the quick release fittings. Neither of those I need. I'm not planning on fitting anything else to the tap. So for me, I think this is the best buy. My second choice would have been the TheFitLife product, which was nearly identical to this, except it didn't have the adjustable tap. The 2 products I definitely wouldn't go for are the Hozelock Superhoze and the XHose. It just didn't feel that they were as good quality. So that's it. That concludes my video review for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video insightful. If you have, do hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, do subscribe as well. In the video description, you'll find links to all 3 products, so you can go and check them out on Amazon. My name is Daniel. I'm from DIYgardening.co.uk. Thanks once again for watching my video.